Well, welcome to my morning. We have the perfect weather for it. And I'd like to start off first. My name is Trisha, and don't be intimidated by growing garlic because it's one of the easiest things in the world to put in your garden. It's very simple. It replenishes itself, which is nice. So I'm going to show you how to plant one. You'll purchase it as a bulb like this, and then you'll break it into the small cloves like this. And the soils that you're going to use, we have the Happy Frog. We also have the raised bed mix out there, and we have the cotton burr compost and the organic garden soil. Those are your three soils, depending on whether you're going to put it in the ground or in a pot or a raised bed. You would use a type of one of those soils for each type of planting you're going to do as far as your soil goes. It needs a very rich loamy soil, about a pH from 6.2 to 7. Most people don't get a pH test, but you can. It is that we don't sell them, but you can. They are available at your local stores, I think, at like your Walmarts or Lowe's, right? Yeah. If your soil is too rich, if your pH is too low, you can adjust it with a compost or a manure. You can use dried leaves, sulfur. Another good thing that you want to make sure is where you plant it, you want to make sure that it is totally weed free. It does not like weeds. So it's very important that you keep the weeds away from it. And first you want to start out, now that you've got your soil, you want to make sure that the point is up. We don't want anything blooming in China. So we want to make sure that the bulb is up. It goes in just like that with the point up and just a hair of the point sticking up. You could almost put it just below the soil. And you might want to mark it so you know where it is. Okay, now that we've got it planted, we have a variety of garlic names. And there's two types of garlics. You have a soft neck and a hard neck. The California Early is a hard neck, or soft neck. And then these varieties here are your hard necks. They claim that a soft neck cannot be grown in the state of Texas, but it actually can, very well, actually. So if you hear someone says, oh, you can't grow a soft neck, you most certainly can.
That's the only kind I've ever grown here.
Is a soft neck. And the hard neck grows just beautiful. So mulching is important. Again, you can use an organic mulch. You can use dried leaves to mulch it, in and around it, not exactly on top, just around it. That'll help keep your weeds down as well. You can use straw, which is good. That's another good ground cover for mulching. As far as some of your other mulches, you can use a hardwood mulch, a cedar mulch, or a pine mulch. Cedar will actually help your garlic as far as keeping your pH, because I believe that cedar has some acidicness to it. Watering, it likes moist. It does not like to be dry, and it doesn't like to be overwatered. So you want to make sure that you keep it just slightly, moist. And you're more than welcome to come up and feel the soil to see the content of the moisture. Keeping weeds away. Now, here's the best part, is harvesting. You're going to harvest, you plant in the fall, and you're going to harvest in the spring. When you harvest it, you're going to very gently, because you're going to have a bulb now, and you're just going to very gently dig it out from the ground and just shake the excess soil off. Do not add any water to it at all because you want this to dry out and cure. So you need to put it in a dry, airy place for about 6 weeks, and then then you'll have your garlic. Now, the one good thing about garlic too is you don't, use what you want, but make sure you save a couple of cloves to plant in the fall again. So you will have residual garlic year after year from the first year that you purchase it. It's good for 3 to 9 months after harvest. And the only other thing that I can say is you don't have to worry about pests, because there is nothing that's going to go near your garlic. I assure you. Okay, well, like I said, it's the easiest thing to grow. Does anybody have any questions?
What is soft neck and hard neck? What does that mean?
I'm really not sure. Do you know?
The question for the microphone.
Oh, the young lady asked.
There's a stem in the middle.
Yes, in the middle of a pot. Yeah.
No, in the middle of the clove of garlic. That's the difference in the hard stem and the soft stem.
Okay.
So other than that, does it mean anything? Flavor?
Flavor?
Or does does it have any other characteristics?
No.
Just one doesn't last, I think, quite as long in storage as the other. That's why what we buy is one in the grocery stores, because it actually ships better and lasts longer. The other one is more delicate.
Okay.
That's the only difference. Sorry.
It's okay.
This article about
More information is good. The other thing that I wanted to say, when you know to harvest it, you're going to get 5 leaves, stems that are going to come up that are green. And then you want to pick it when at least of those 5, 2 are kind of a brownish color. Then you know that it's getting ready to go the opposite direction, and that's when you want to make sure you gently get it out of the ground. Oh, you definitely don't want it to go to seed. You don't want it to bloom. When you see those 5 leaves come up and 2 are starting to turn brown, that's when you need to harvest it. Yeah.
And does it matter when you plant garlic? I'm sorry.
You plant it in the fall,
in the fall.
and you harvest in the spring.
And actually, I read just recently, I didn't know this myself, but I read that the reason you have to do it in the fall is because it needs chilling hours.
Very cold,
I'm not
yes.
sure how many chilling hours, so do you know?
How many chilling hours?
Yeah.
I don't, but I do know that they like the colder temperatures, and that's why you harvest in the spring, because if you let it go on into your hotter temperatures, it's just going to go to seed and it'll start to rot, and you'll have some real issues.
Do we need to cover it when we have a freeze, the frost?
Well, when you plant it, you're gonna cover it with a little bit of mulch,
Right.
and you can just take whatever mulch you have and put over it just to protect it if you want.
Okay.
Now, if we get a late frost and your leaves are starting to come up, I would definitely cover it, because you don't want any frost getting on your leaves.
Okay, and then try to plant it as much sun as you can get?
They do like sun.
The different varieties, it's okay to plant them together.
And yes, you can plant them together. You just want to make sure you space them. Well, I think if you plant them, you're 2 inches apart, that you should be fine. Yeah. Another good thing, you just reminded me of it. Once you harvest, if you plant another type of an allium where you planted your garlic, it will replenish your soil for your next crop in the fall, because that garlic's going to take all your nutrients out of the soil. So you want to replenish any type of an allium you can put where your garlic was, and save a couple of cloves for the next year. And good thing you'll know where you planted your garlic, because you'll have something else there to remind you of where it was. Now, I did tell my mom, she said the squirrels were digging up all her tulips. So I told her, I said, plant your tulip bulbs and plant some garlic in front. And that might deter the squirrels a little bit from digging up, at least until the bulbs start to pop up. So I did recommend that to my mom, because I'm telling you, everything that I read, you do not have to worry about pests. They won't go near it. Well, do I have any other questions? That's about all the information. I mean, I looked up a lot of information online, and they all said the same thing.
So, on the hardneck varieties, if you were to plant them intermixed, are the cloves distinct enough to then discern which one it is?
I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
Nope.
There's only one that I would say might be a little different. Would be your Russian red. Only the elephant garlic is by the clove.
And these are bulbs?
These are bulbs.
Okay, so there's multiple.
There's multiple bulbs in here. Yeah. So you can help yourself.
I just want to make sure I understand the planting depth. You actually just see a little tiny bit peeking at
I would actually
just a little bit down,
just below the soil.
like quarter, half inch.
Yeah, because what it's going to do, it's going to grow like this. It's going to grow down. Because this will actually be the neck. The clove will make its neck, and then your bulb will be here. I want to grow one of these and see if it tastes different than the other ones.
For sure.
I eat garlic I love pickled garlic. I just eat the cloves.
Do you ever ferment it in honey?
No,
Oh, it's really,
I'll have to try that.